It's a sellout song. So catchy, even haters sing along. Put your hands up in the air. The lyrics up, hey, no one really cares. He's got his jacked up truck looking good. Got a couple fine girls dancing up on the hood. And when they sway that way, make you say, hey, what's so wrong with a sellout song?
Okay, making these kind of videos actually irks me, but someone's got to do it. Recently, I was looking around YouTube amongst the so-called big Division 2 content creators. You know their names: Rogue Gold, Wits, Gaming Brigade, Nothing But Skills, and I noticed their recent videos on the new Brooklyn DLC content. But it wasn't the DLC content that sparked my interest, because frankly, I already knew it was coming from a recent leak before all this hoopla. What actually sparked my interest was them posting about their trip to Massive Studios. Yes, they got invited to Massive Studios to take a tour and probably get exclusive inside looks on the DLC, which by all means makes sense because they have a really good combined subscriber base, and who would turn down a visit to the studio, right? Well, here's my problem. You took a trip to Massive Studios, got to meet the developers, got to walk around, and all you came back with was peddling paid DLC content on your channels. None of these big time players or Division 2 so-called content creators had the balls to come back and actually talk about things that matter, issues in the game, regardless if you were invited there for the DLC content. And listen, you can't blame Massive as a business for trying to get the word out on their new content, which by all means, they did the same thing for Star Wars. They flew content creators out like cheap whores. Take a look at this article back in August. Ubisoft buttered up YouTubers and influencers with trips to Disneyland and boat tours to promote Star Wars Outlaws. A new investigation into Ubisoft's marketing campaign for Star Wars Outlaws reveals the company buttered up YouTubers and influencers with trips to Disneyland and boat tours before giving them access to 4 hours of gameplay footage. The article goes on to explain, some of the YouTubers. The German YouTuber Cyberpunk 20XX discovered their channels, and multiple YouTubers got invited. So Ubisoft has a track record, right? This is their marketing campaign. They look for YouTubers with big subscriber bases. They fly you out. They give you all the cheap butter and biscuits, and then they expect you to promote their game. I mean, this is nothing new. But it is disappointing, right? I expect this from a Ubisoft company because that's what they do. They need to market their content. But at the same time, I gotta call a spade a spade. None of these big time channel shills for the Division 2 had the balls to bring up actual things that matter to players regarding, take your pick, XYZ issue in the current state of the game, the PvP and the PvE. Hey, we asked about why PvP is not balanced, or there's still broken mechanics, like, for example, door glitching or artificial hives, or better yet, persistent lag switch cheaters. Nope, nothing. Not a word on any of these issues. The sellouts went to Massive, got their free developer hoodies. Yes, you heard me correctly. They gave them free developer hoodies. And they came back with the same lame ass cookie cutter videos peddling paid DLC content. And listen, give me a break. Outside of Wits, who at least was known for PvP in Division 1, if you take a look at the other channels and their content regarding PvP, let's be honest, Nothing But Skills as an example, or Rogue Gold, they would get nothing but farmed in the Dark Zone. Nothing But Skills channel name is even offensive to my PvP integrity, because I'm convinced he got bullied out of the DZ, so he went to peddling mindless PvE content on repeat. He should rename his channel to Nothing But PvP Chills, because he probably physically sweats every time he steps into the DZ. Okay, I digress. Playing PvP is not a requirement. There's many players that enjoy PvE only content because of the toxicity of PvP. I get that side of it. But as content creators with large subscriber numbers, I hold you to higher standards. You should cover topics broadly on the game, even the taboo topics, instead of accepting your sweaters and smiling for the cameras pretending like everything is honky-dory. Here's what I'm convinced of. There's nothing the developers hate more than good PvP players. They have never shown an inch of love towards PvP and till this day ignore PvP player concerns. You know, at one point, Witz actually cared. He had brought up PvP balancing issues in the past, back when he actually played the game. But he probably also realized what I realized. PvP has been intentionally downgraded to shit to appeal to a lower skilled player base that has been bullied out of the DZ by competitive players. And now it just feels like we're the Div 2 PvP outcasts. We play PvP, nothing improves, while Kamikaze Van Doom waits for the next loot cave exploit to show off how to get gear quickly. At the end of the day, all players can make up their own minds. I'm not here to tell you who to support on YouTube. But I'm also not going to watch Division 2 cows and pretend like I don't smell the bullshit in the air.
Hell yeah, he's happy that he's sold out. Why should he hold out? Yeah, he makes 100 grand every time he rolls out. He could sing a song from the heart, but he'd rather be on the chart. He used to be broke, he nearly lost hope, but that all changed on the day that he wrote a sellout song.